There is a sound that doesn't echo because it is the echo itself. It is the sound of becoming. Not a wish, not a prayer, but a decree. I am. These two words are not decorations of speech. They are the tuning fork of the universe, the password to the source code, the spark before the fire that becomes your life. When you speak, I am, you are not describing something that is. You are deciding what becomes. You are not reflecting identity. You are casting it. Each syllable shapes the quantum field around you, not metaphorically, but energetically. Because vibration is the true language of reality. And I am is its most direct signal. This is not grammar. This is ceremony. Words hold weight. Some float. But this one lands deep in the soil of your reality. It plants, it roots, it grows. That's why the ancients treated it as sacred. When asked for a name, the divine responded not with a label, but a presence. I am that I am. No beginning, no end, only becoming. And when you speak I am without reverence, you scatter that power. But when you declare it with clarity, with presence, you awaken the blueprint of your next self. So speak carefully, because this is not just a sentence. It is the sentence your life will carry out, the one you will live. You've been told that I am is a label, but it's not. It's a lever. It doesn't point to what is it pulls, what becomes. When you say I am, you're not describing yourself. You're commanding reality. It's not self-expression. It's self-construction, a blueprint spoken into existence. The universe is not listening to your desires. It's tuning in to your declarations. Desire is scattered, it's passive. But declaration is focused, it's sovereign. Every time you say, I am, you plant a seed in the quantum soil. That seed holds a timeline. And that timeline begins to unfold in response to your frequency, not your wishes, not your hopes, but your vibration. That's why some people want change, but stay stuck. They keep wanting, but never declaring. They keep praying, but never embodying. They whisper, I want to be free, but in the same breath, they say, I am tired, I am lost, I am not enough. And so, the field responds. Not to the longing, but to the signal. The echo comes back with more of the same. Because the field does not judge. It simply reflects. I am is the code you broadcast. It's the command line of your personal matrix. Each time you speak it, you give the system new architecture. So speak like an architect, not like a victim, not like a seeker. Speak like someone who remembers. Your voice shapes the frequency of what comes next. If you want to shift your reality, stop asking for a new life and start declaring a new self. Because identity is not found. It is spoken and then lived. You are not what happened to you. You are what you keep saying you are. So say it like you mean it. Because creation is listening. Identity doesn't start with who you are. It starts with what you say. Before any belief, before any habit, before any reality you call mine, there was a declaration. I am. That's the seed. And your entire life is the tree that grows from it. Your subconscious doesn't analyze. It doesn't argue. It doesn't care if what you're saying is true. It accepts. It stores. And it obeys. So when you say, I am broken, your mind builds structures to support that identity. When you say, I am unworthy, your nervous system prepares for rejection. When you say, I am anxious, your entire being starts breathing faster to keep up. Because the subconscious doesn't ask, is this useful? It only asks, how do I make this real? You speak it. It plants it. Then it waters it every day with your thoughts, your focus, your emotions. Over time, that seed becomes a belief. That belief becomes a lens. That lens becomes your perception. And your perception becomes your prison. And here's the most haunting part. You won't even realize it, because you'll start to say, this is just how I am. But how you are was built from words you once repeated without question. The shift begins not with effort, but with language. It begins when you stop saying, I am anxious, and instead say, I am learning how to feel calm. I am practicing peace. I am becoming whole. Because every shift in reality begins with a shift in identification. You are not the echo of your past. You are the voice of your future. And the words you repeat shape that future, like a sculptor's hands carving lines into time itself. So speak as the sculptor, not the sculpture. Let your I am become an invitation, not a sentence. Because if your identity is a seed, then your words are the water, and you're the one holding the cup. Your subconscious doesn't care about facts. It responds to rhythm, to repetition, to what you say again and again, until it becomes a law written in the walls of your own mind. And the phrase it hears more than any other is, I am. That's not just language, it's a neurological trigger. Because every time you speak those words, you're not just making a statement. You're installing a program. Your brain begins to lay tracks, literal neural pathways, each time you repeat it. Say, I am anxious, and the body contracts to match. Say, I am calm, and it begins to loosen. This is not fantasy. This is biology. Neurons that fire together, wire together. And you, whether you realize it or not, are wiring yourself every single day. But here's the power. You can rewire it. On purpose. Not by force, but by practice. Start with your own reflection. Stand in front of the mirror. Not to critique, but to witness. Look into your eyes and say it. I am. Let the words come through your voice and feel them land. This is not performance. This is remembrance. Then comes the reversal. Each time an old pattern rises, I am a failure. I am broken. I am stuck. Interrupt it. Speak over it. Replace it. I am refining. I am rebuilding. I am still unfolding. Let those phrases become the new grooves in your brain, not fantasy, but possibility. And write them down. Each day, 3 declarations. But don't just make them bold, make them anchored. I am resilient because I got up this morning, even when I didn't feel like it. I am becoming because I said no to what once owned me. Your pen becomes the scalpel. Precision creates transformation. And when you close your eyes, don't just see your future self. Feel them. Feel the posture. Feel the voice. Feel the boundaries. Now say, I am, as if you've already arrived. Because vibrationally, you have. This is not a game. This is not affirmation fluff. This is identity architecture. You are not trying to become. You are remembering who you've always been. And every time you speak it, your brain listens and begins, piece by piece, to believe. Manifestation isn't a chase. It's a match. You don't run after the life you want. You tune into it. Because the version of you that already has everything you desire is not somewhere far away. It's vibrating on a different frequency. And frequency isn't reached through effort. It's reached through embodiment. The quantum field doesn't respond to begging. It doesn't respond to wishing. It responds to coherence when your thoughts, your emotions, your choices align. So the question becomes, who would you be if it were already done? How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you carry yourself? Would you hesitate before setting boundaries? Would you still shrink in rooms that once intimidated you? Would you tolerate the noise that disconnects you from yourself? Embodiment is not pretending. It's permission. It's choosing to act from the identity of your future before the world confirms it. Because you're not waiting for proof. You're becoming the proof. So today, try this. Speak with conviction. Not loud, but true. Let each word come from the core of the one you're becoming. Stand like someone who knows. Breathe like someone who trusts. Move like someone who no longer negotiates with old versions of themselves. This isn't about faking. It's about remembering. Every decision becomes a vote. Every action becomes a signal. And the more consistent that signal is, the faster reality catches up. That's the paradox. You don't manifest by chasing. You manifest by being. By collapsing the gap between desire and identity. So make it real. Right now. Drink your morning coffee as if you've already arrived. Write your emails as if your worth is unquestionable. Speak to strangers as if you carry something sacred. Because you do. And when doubt whispers, but you're not there yet, you respond, I am walking as the one who already is. This is the moment. Not someday. Not when it looks perfect. Now. Because you don't become your future self. You remember them and act like it. Every word is a spell. Every sentence is a summoning. Most people think magic is rare, but it's happening every day on their tongues. They just don't know they're casting it because they speak without awareness. And the most dangerous words are the ones they say about themselves on autopilot. I'm always late. I'm just not good at that. I can never catch a break. I'm such a mess. These phrases may seem small, harmless, even funny, but your subconscious doesn't laugh. It listens, it records, it obeys, and the field responds. The loop begins. You say it, you live it, and reality brings it right back, confirming the identity you never meant to declare. It doesn't matter if you're joking. It doesn't matter if you're venting. Your words still land. And each time they do, they reinforce a version of you that isn't real, but becomes real through repetition. So here's the invitation. Speak as if every word is sacred, because it is. Catch the moment you say, I'm so bad at this, and interrupt it. Breathe. Reclaim it. Say instead, I'm still learning. This is new for me, but I'm growing. This doesn't define me. Speak like someone who knows their voice builds architecture, because it does. Your words become walls, or windows, chains, or keys. And precision is not restriction. It's freedom. It's the conscious choice to use language as alignment, not as noise. Try this. Throughout your day, observe your phrases. Notice when you label yourself. Pause before you declare. And when the feeling is heavy, say it differently. I feel lost right now, but I am not lost. I feel afraid, but I am rooted deeper than fear. I feel uncertain, but I am expanding into clarity. This is how you honor your evolution. With compassion, with clarity, because even in your darkest moment, you are not your emotion. You are the one who chooses what follows. I am. So speak wisely, or reality will keep echoing what you didn't mean to create. After the words comes the silence. Not emptiness, but incubation. A fertile pause. A sacred holding space where what you spoke begins to shape the unseen. This is where most people lose it. They plant the seed, but then dig it up with doubt. They declare, I am, and then hours later whisper, but am I really? And that doubt doesn't just cancel the declaration. It distorts it. It scrambles the signal in the field. It tells the universe you don't trust your own voice. But creation doesn't bloom through anxiety. It blooms through certainty, through presence. So after you speak, don't rush to see results. Don't poke the soil. Let the frequency settle. Let the field rearrange itself. Let time breathe. This is where you practice the most advanced form of trust, active stillness. And it's not passive. You hold it. You keep the channel open. You stay aligned without grasping. So when you declare, I am becoming, you don't demand proof. You become the proof in your walk, in your breath, in the way you pour tea or fold your clothes. Let your actions whisper, it's already done. Try this. After you speak a powerful, I am, I don't say another word. Just sit. Just feel. Just know. And in that pause, you'll find something deeper than certainty. Alignment. Because real manifestation isn't loud. It's calm. And in the quiet, you become the vessel. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who watches them drift by and decides which ones get to stay. Most people live as if their mind is in charge, as if every thought is truth, as if every emotion is identity. But mastery begins when you realize you are not the noise. You are the chooser. And the most sacred choice you will ever make is what you allow to follow. I am. That's the fulcrum. That's the point where your entire timeline pivots. Because when you speak identity from fear, you create survival. But when you speak it from center, you create alignment. The difference is presence. So stop rushing to label yourself. Don't speak from reaction. Wait. Breathe. Center. Then speak from your core. Say, I am expanding. Not, I am broken. Say, I am opening. Not, I am stuck. Say, I am learning. Not, I am failing. The difference is everything. And yes, the old voice will still rise. The one that says, you're too late. You're not ready. You always mess it up. But now, you're watching. Now, you see it. Now, you don't absorb it. You observe it. That's where the freedom begins. Try this. Each day, sit in silence, not to escape, but to observe. Let the mind chatter. Let the feelings rise. Don't fix. Don't judge. Just witness. Then, from that still place, declare. Speak only when your voice comes from presence, not panic. From choice, not conditioning. Put reminders on your mirror. I choose who I become. I speak with clarity. My words are sacred. You'll begin to feel the shift. Less reaction, more response. Less noise, more signal. Because mastery isn't about perfection. It's about awareness. And awareness gives you back the pen. You are no longer the story. You are the storyteller. And when you speak from that place, reality listens differently. Everything you speak circles back. Not always instantly, not always visibly, but always faithfully. Because every I am is a boomerang thrown into the quantum. And what you send out with emotion and repetition will find its way home. This is the sacred loop of creation. You declare, you embody. Reality responds. And then you confirm. You say, I am powerful. You stand taller. You make a bold choice. The world shifts just slightly in your favor. And your mind says, see, that's who I am. So you believe it more. And speak it again. The loop tightens. The signal strengthens. The echo grows louder. But the same is true in the opposite direction. Declare, I am lost. And you shrink. You hesitate. You miss the door that was open the whole time. And then life says, yes, you're right. And you believe it more. The loop keeps spinning either way. That's why your I am must become intentional, not reactive, not casual, ceremonial. So begin each morning with a declaration, not for motivation, but for calibration. I am grounded. I am becoming. I am the one who chooses. Then, pause at midday. Check in. Are you still living inside that declaration? Or did you drift? No judgment, just adjustment. Return to the frequency. Realign. At night, reflect. Not to shame, but to remember. Where did I speak from truth? Where did I abandon myself? What identity did I strengthen today? This is not obsession. This is precision. You're not micromanaging the universe. You're stewarding your signal. Because in this sacred loop, repetition is not delusion. It's design. You're not casting the same spell hoping it works. You're reinforcing the architecture of your becoming. And slowly, reality obeys. Not because it finally listened, but because you finally spoke with coherence. The loop closes, then begins again. Each day, each breath, each I am. So pause and ask yourself, what I am has been living in your mouth without your consent? What spell have you cast so many times that you forgot it was you who spoke it first? This is your mirror moment. Not to judge, but to see, because the power is still yours, and the voice is still sacred. If this stirred something in you, a remembering, a silence, a pull towards something more, then stay close. This space was made for you. Subscribe not just to this channel, but to your becoming, to the versions of you still waiting to be spoken aloud. And if you're ready to take the next step, to not just understand this, but live it, there's a path. It's called the Trail, a method of identity reprogramming designed for souls like yours, those who are done surviving and ready to start choosing with clarity, with coherence, with intention. The link is in the description. You'll know if it's time. Until then, speak with precision, declare with reverence, and remember, every time you say, I am, you are building the future that will one day say your name back.